Welcome to the SuperRoboPlay RoboBoots podcast. Hasn't been that long, 4 months. Episode 130 of the iTunes podcast.
Yep. Second episode of 2014.
To be fair, is our podcast the most popular podcast on the internet?
No.
It is not. However, there have been so many people that have reached out, genuinely, people have been emailed or I tweeted at me, I don't know about you, about where's the things?
What happened?
Disappeared off the face of the earth, albeit we didn't because we just didn't update the YouTube.
Yeah.
Here we are updating the YouTube. A lot of people reached out, despite us not having the most popular podcast on the internet. But a lot of people reached out to us. I would say rushed out. That's not anything.
No, rush isn't a thing. I can confirm.
I'm gonna go with that from now on, though.
That you rushed out to someone?
Yeah, someone rushed out to me.
Okay, so now you're gonna do rush outs.
What?
You're gonna rush out to people.
Watchdogs.
Watchdogs. A lot that's happened in the time that people have been requesting us.
Yeah, I want to get to something first as to we gotta have a regular podcast. We have a fun podcast. Also, the last time you had wine on a podcast, flies were in it.
Yeah, no, I sorted that out.
What does that mean?
Got rid of
Killed all the flies. Got rid of them. What is giftcam.exe?
Let's make GIFs.
Yeah, of what?
Just the internet.
Okay. I make cool GIFs.
No, I know. This was I needed to quickly show something.
Your penis.
Yeah, my penis. Sasha's.
He also just slipped and he almost fell off the couch. I wish we would have the number one podcast on the internet if we had a cat, an animal.
Sasha.
No, an animal making a mistake. He thought my hand was part of the couch, so he stepped on it and he fell off. Anyways, this podcast is on track.
It is.
So let's talk about
where do we begin?
No, so where we've been. You touched my leg. Fuck this podcast. We've just been busy, and someone named Deboni. If Deboni, I'm not sure what your YouTube is, but you reached out to me on Tumblr, my home. Oberyn Martell and the Mountain.
We do have a TV on the background that is...
We're talking to a television set that is playing YouTube videos in front of us, and Oberyn Martell?
Yes.
From Game of Thrones and the Mountain were just on there.
Yeah.
Deboni asked me, just curious, will SuperRoboPlay be updated again anytime soon? I started watching it a lot last summer, then got busy with a lot of stuff the past few months. I noticed that there hasn't been anything really done with it recently. Well, Deboni, in the same way that you got busy in the last few months, so did we.
Yeah.
We are not gods, as you may have assumed, but we are humans.
SuperRoboPlay, initially when we started it last year in February, the first episodes went up. Our goal was, we're going to start doing this, we're going to commit to it, and we're going to see what happens with it. It was all initially started because we were fans of the Let's Play scene that was really blowing up in late 2012. And we gave it a shot, just sort of doing it for fun, and it was awesome. The thing is...
Yeah, I was going to say, we produced 300 plus episodes.
Yeah. More than most people ever do.
Yeah, we were daily for a super long time, and then we took a break, and then we finished. We took a break in May, I believe, of last year.
To do the 100 episodes.
And we did was it 100 episodes? Yeah, it was for 100 episodes. Yeah. And we did that big, fucking super long video. We took a break then, and then even after that, it was all weekdays. After that for such a long time. So there really is a wealth of content, and I can't imagine the fans of SuperRoboPlay have watched all the episodes, all the content's there, and especially a lot of it has also been put on unlisted just for reasons of we want to archive certain things.
We only want so much available.
Yeah, we want to showcase the best content and just put stuff that maybe wasn't as good as other stuff. But when I said to Deboni, I'll just read what I wrote rather than trying to reiterate it. But I said, we've been meaning to do an update video, and we will. And here it is, in podcast formation, to Deboni and to all the people who are curious. I don't think SuperRoboPlay is dead, because Jason and I genuinely love doing it. So there will certainly be more to come.
Yeah.
Jason and I are both heavily involved in YouTube, and we both love creating things. Our energy is just focused elsewhere currently. And to talk about that, some of you know Jason's job.
Yeah.
I'm on board in a much lazier capacity. In a much more lax capacity. But we're partners now.
Well, no, we're employees.
Partners.
Yes, we're partners. And then,
If you couldn't tell by my casual arm placement and Jason having a cat on his lap, we're partners.
we got married.
We're married. We have
I sold the ring.
I was gonna say, well, and where's my ring?
I didn't get you.
But no, I used to have a ring on here for
Yeah.
cat eagle-eyed viewers. But no, like we do stuff in YouTube.
Every
Yeah, more so than me. I'm too lazy about it. I got other stuff to do. Well, we can talk about that later. We'll cover that.
Yeah. It takes a lot, and this has always been with the same case, and I feel bad because it tends to fall on me of being the one that's like, I'm too busy with stuff.
But no, like, as much as, you're busier than I am, it's like, I also have like a personal YouTube where I do Dark Souls content. Some of you are aware of that, and there's crossover stuff that's on both channels. And I haven't done anything on that in a long time.
You get burnt out.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That it's like, you get so burnt out of doing it. I really enjoy doing it and making YouTube content, making any type of content.
Yeah.
But it's like, after having done as many videos as we did in that period of time, it is so nice just to be like, nothing needs to be done on the YouTube channel. But it's also about, and I'll get back to the post, so I'm just reading what I wrote. We felt that the quality of the videos were declining because it became more of an obligation and less of a passion project as it was to start. So I think the goal going forward will be to set a timetable and say that we want to do X amount of videos for each week and month and plot out good, interesting, fun, original videos that people want to watch, as opposed to just cranking out Let's Plays and that everyone is already doing anyways.
Yeah.
We'd rather have videos like the one that Jason made of Darth Maul in Dark Souls 2, where it's smart, digestible, and accessible. And I use the word digestible in the sense that a lot of our videos were just too long in the sense that, like, no, you can watch it for 20 minutes, but, like,
yeah, the problem is that we felt
the content, like, I do like watching longer videos and long-form videos on YouTube, but for Let's Plays, it's just not as digestible. Like, you look at a lot of YouTubers that I personally, like, don't like anymore, who switch to that kind of content, but I don't think they do it well.
Yeah.
But I think the point is, like, we would rather do stuff that
it makes sense.
Yeah, that's entertaining to you guys, rather than just going like, what game's out? I guess we'll do our like SuperRoboPlay take on it and just do a Let's Play of it, which we can do, and it'll be fun and entertaining. But it's like, it won't be memorable. It won't be something where it's like, God, I love that video. It'll be something that is so like disposable, as opposed to something that is like.
The reason that people like Game Grumps and like the Achievement Hunter guys, people like that can get away with it, is because their fans sort of help make that content live on past its own expiration date. That they can put up a really sort of throwaway piece of content, and fans will make animations, they'll make highlights, they do all this stuff outside of the content itself.
Yeah, so what we're trying to say is, it's your fault.
It's your fault.
No, the thing is, a lot of people, like, the Game Grumps guys can do whatever they want because they have such a large audience and they don't care, like, what's put up. We are a growing channel, and how do you get more viewers? It's like, you make content that people like, and it brings people in. And we did get like a bunch of new subscribers after Jason's Dark Souls video, which was a big hit. And we'd like to make more content like that, that's smart, that's just like, people want to come and watch it, people that are not fans of SuperRoboPlay, which is interesting because that's what RoboBoots was for like a long time.
Was trying to make things that was like, I'm going to make something that's broad, that's very appealing in a broad sense. And it's hard to do that consistently. Like, I did the Darth Maul video, and that took like, that was 3 days worth of just like playing the game, filming it,
and we definitely
the goddamn song.
Yeah, I will say we definitely have projects that we're like currently working on that'll be like that are like in the works. Like, parts of them have been done. More stuff will be added on to that. But stuff that's like, the keyword is like smarter, like more targeted stuff that is going to be more entertaining for you guys and stuff where it's like, oh, they actually put some time and effort into this, and I enjoy it more than I enjoyed Mario's Misconnections like every day. Like, I like those videos. I like making those videos. I think those videos
are funny.
Yeah, those videos are entertaining and fresh. But
for us, it became a thing of like, it was an obligation of, well, do we make a new video? We can throw it on Mario's Misconnection really quickly.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's not how we should be making content. We shouldn't be making content under the thing of like, time to do the next edition of like a Let's Play that we've been doing. which is like too bad because I think that like not we only did I think like one Sunshine video, Mario's Misconnections,
so,
where
yeah.
we're just like, the magic isn't there. Like,
when you do 30 episodes of Mario's Misconnections, it gets old.
yeah, and that was the thing with a lot of stuff. Like, me and Jason would get together, and we'd always get together to like make stuff. But we never had the motivation to like. We would hang out, we'd do stuff, we'd like play video games, but we wouldn't do Let's Plays because it was just like we just didn't want to do it. Like, and there became a point. It's like, well, yeah, why are we doing this stuff that we don't
want to do?
Yeah,
it's not really getting us any sort of attention online. It's not making us money.
We would get like a few hundred views to like a few thousand views at most, and it was stuff that was like, no, if we just instead of working on that, we put it towards like working on like a video that takes more time, that more people will like. Like, that's what we're working on now, and we haven't been focused on it as much as we could.
It's weird. We definitely like flip-flop, because the thing is, we used to do content like that, but we also got burnt out because we spent all this time making like Girl Your Dream Skyrim, and nobody watched it. People watch it now.
Yeah, that's the fucked up thing.
Yeah.
We'll put out stuff that takes a long ass time, and some people will watch it, and then it just like it's just this slow ass burn.
What is that video at? So this would have been
Skyrim Girl
2 years ago now, maybe even 3 years ago.
No,
2 years, close to 2 years. We made another, sort of video in a series we've been working on, Grow Your Dreams, live action comedy.
It has 44,000 views.
It has 44,000?
It keeps growing. That's the thing. It'll surpass the other ones. When we put this out, it had maybe like 1,000 or 2,000 views.
And that was after like a lot of work of promoting.
Promoting it on Tumblr and stuff, and getting some Tumblr blogs who very reluctantly to reblog it. Even though it got notes, you guys. I told you they'll like it, and they did.
Yeah.
People need to listen to me when I say that your fans will like something that I've created. And they're always like, nah. Yes, they will.
Yeah.
I put too much time.
It's like we would spend so much time building, creating something, working on it, put it out there, and it go.
Yeah, and then
that burnt us out.
And one day we'll be dead, and like all SuperRoboPlay will just be like the most popular.
It'll be really cherished.
We'll be the fucking Mozarts of our generation.
Yeah, not appreciated now.
No, that's not right. Beethoven's, whoever. Picasso's, I don't know.
So it's like we flipped over to the daily stuff where it was way easier to produce things. Yeah, we made over 300 videos like that, and it's still like it didn't take off in the way we wanted it to. And we talked about that we were going to try it for a year, that we were going to give it a go, see how it worked, and it's just like, after a year, it succeeded, but not in the capacity that it needed to for us to warrant the amount of time we were putting into it. We do want to keep making videos. Making videos is something we've been doing since fucking high school now. It's just, you sort of get to a point, especially with how long we've been doing YouTube stuff, it's like, what do we do next? What do we do next that we want to do?
Yeah, and we decided we're going to get into porn.
Yeah, it makes money.
Gay porn.
It's easy to do.
So
I've got the world's smallest dick.
So I want to say this is a complete tangent. There is a porn star. His name is James Dean.
Okay. Is this the guy who did the AMA?
I don't know, Jason. Is that the guy who did the AMA? No, you're thinking of Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know. Probably did an AMA. He's like the most popular male porn star.
Yeah, he literally just did an AMA like 2 days ago.
Oh, I didn't know.
I thought this was anyways.
That dude is a porn star. He got a thing on his website, jamesdean.com, where it just says, "You want to be in a scene with me?" And you can just, if you're a hot girl, and you can just like be like, "Yeah, I'll fuck you," and you can film it for porno. That is the
dude didn't like that. He left. He's
gonna go sign up. This cat's gonna get fucked by James Dean.
It's really gross.
That is the definition, I think, of a god. Yeah. That's what Greek gods did. They were like, I am Zeus, and I am in the village, and who wants to fuck Zeus? And some woman was like, I'll fuck Zeus, and that woman
Zeus is like, I'm gonna be a cow.
That woman gave birth to Hercules. Like, it's shit like that. That's what he was doing. He's just like, any woman want to fuck me? And Spider-Man fucked him. Spider-Man's on the screen now, which is a good segue.
It is.
Let's just wrap this up, and we will talk about Spider-Man next.
Yeah.
Let me just finish reading this thing. We were putting a lot of energy into the channel and not getting a lot back from it. Air horns. People are excited. And I think some time off to recharge the batteries and rethink our strategies, just like a rap line. It's just inserted in there.
Your rap video coming.
Will allow for a lot stronger content in the future. I missed it a lot as it was something I poured a lot of time into. What is happening?
I've never heard an air horn.
I know there's a rat. I hope you guys can hear that. There's someone honking an air horn outside.
Yeah, very weird.
I'm genuinely proud of the consistency of the quality of the videos we made. TLDR, yes, there will be more SuperRoboPlay when the time is right, which is sooner than you think. Because we are genuinely working on a video which I think, if it is timely enough, which depends on how quickly we get it done, it'll be popular. But if it isn't, it's not the first time.
Yeah.
It's not the first time.
It was really funny, like, we came up with the idea, and then the one thing that could have happened to really, like, derail the video, like, happened. And we're like...
It'd be like some comedy guys, like, oh, what happened, Shia LaBeouf? He got arrested. I'm gonna make a video making fun of how dumb Shia LaBeouf is. And like the next day, Shia LaBeouf like saves a whole family from a burning building.
Saves an orphanage.
Yeah, and you
donates all of his money.
You made this YouTube video being like, Shia LaBeouf's the worst human being ever made, and everyone hates you. It's like, shit. Fucked up.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much
Shia LaBeouf video.
Yeah, our Shia LaBeouf video canceled.
Scrap it.
No, but we do have a video plans that it should be good.
Yeah. And more importantly, we should also say before we get into Spider-Man.
Oh, definitely.
Talk about, like, one of the big things for us is that...
Jason was trying to build something, I purposely derailed it to talk about a porn star.
Yeah. The big thing for us is that we've been doing videos for so long that we also felt a way to sort of help us recharge our batteries is to just go into a different direction. Not porn.
Which is kind of what the SuperRoboPlay was.
Yeah.
RoboBoots was all live action content.
Yeah.
And then SuperRoboPlay was fun for such a long time for us because we'd never done Let's Play content before.
Ever.
And now we're the masters of Let's Play. Time Magazine said that our Let's Plays are the best Let's Plays of all time.
Yeah.
And we said, Time, well, guess what? I got a scoop for you, Time. Time.com. We're gonna make a game.
Yeah.
Podcast over.
Drop the mic.
Yeah.
The next sort of venture for us is that, you know, I've been working on games on and off for the past few years now.
Hit titles that you've heard of, such as
Minimos.
And
Code Injection.
Is that it?
Bleed for Speed.
Oh, there we go. And that's it, though.
Crafty as a whole is pretty good.
Crafty's a game now.
It's kind of a game itself.
No, but Jason's got the background. He's got the drive.
Yeah.
Does he have the ideas? That's where I come in. Empty brain. I got a big brain. That's one of the funniest things Jason's ever done, I think. We made a video on RoboBoots 2, which was like our just behind the scenes channel, where we were in San Diego, and it was, I think Jason was like, it was one of the times where I'm like, that was so witty, where we were, me, Jason, and a girl I was seeing at the time, we're at like a Mexican place getting Mexican food, and I was like over getting a drink or whatever, and Jason's like filming my burrito, and because the burrito is huge, and he was like, look how big it is, it's so big, like something else, and then he turns the camera to himself, he goes, my brain. And it was so perfect, because it's like, you clearly think he's making a dick joke. It's like, alright, that's fine. But he turns it around to himself, and it just makes it his brain, and he goes back to what he's doing. Like, such a throwaway joke in a video that probably has, like, 20 views.
It's almost like I was a real comedian for 5 seconds. For 5 seconds, my brain went, I'm going to give this to you.
Yeah,
you get one. You get one.
Jason, like, came up with, like, a thing that was like, no, that was genuinely funny. But the thing is, like, the girl I was seeing didn't catch what Jason said. I wasn't even there, and we uploaded it to a channel that has like 100 subscribers. But it was like, that was probably one of the funniest things Jason's ever done. Like, I'll maybe if I am smart enough, I'll annotate it, and you can click and watch it right now if you're watching this on YouTube. But I doubt I'll do that. I don't know how you'll find that video. It's RoboBoots too.
Good luck. So yeah, we're working on a game, and again, this is a project that will take
maybe a year.
A long time. Games, much harder to do. Videos, get a camera, film it, edit, boom, done.
Well, it's like the scale of Jason's prior games, like Mini-Morphs took what, 2 months?
2 months to put together.
Yeah, it's like the scale of this is like we want this to be a game that people really like and really enjoy, and the scales get a lot bigger than the size and scope of Mini Morphs. Mini Morphs is something you did for a contest.
Yeah, everything I've worked up to now
was shit compared to this.
Not even that.
Done. Conversation over.
Okay, drop the mic. It's always been just like little things to be like, oh, here's a game we can put together, throw it out there, whatever.
Like you said, like, not that. Like, you disagree, you're like, no, not...
No, that's what I meant, not that. The project we're working on now is something that, most, I think, indie game developers always strive toward. They have their one project. It's like, I want to make that. I want to make a game that everyone plays, that's super fun, that's original, all these things. And it's like, we're just going to sort of put it together. And we've got a lot of it, figured out. We start working on it. We have other people on the team that are going to, help us put it together. And I hope it's something that...
Hey, and if you're listening to this, watching this, and you think, I got the tools to help in some facilities, contact us by any means necessary, as Malcolm X once said before he was shot.
We're just shoot them?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
In a porno with James Dean.
Yeah.
You've not been paying attention.
I haven't.
But yeah,
it's exciting.
But seriously though, if you want to help out and you have a way that you can help out, and you're not just like, hey, I play
a lot of video games.
I'm a carpenter. And if you give me lumber,
I will make you the grandest game.
I'm Brom.
Yeah.
So I guess that's really it.
I think
it is coming along in development, but not at a point where we can really show or tell anything about it.
Yeah, there will be a point.
Yeah. When there's stuff to show, stuff to talk about, we'll definitely do that.
I'm all for the development cycle. You always show what you're working on because it garners interest. I think a lot of people and indie game developers, they build their game and they release it and they're like, nobody knows about my game.
Yeah, and it's like if you get people interested and you get people not only you can get good feedback about your game, but it gets people interested about if they like the idea or like how it plays, then they're interested in playing it. And that's what you want in the end anyway.
So I say probably closer to the end of this year, start looking out for that kind of stuff, and we'll probably be pushing things out. And again, every project that we work on, I think the goal for us has always been work on something that we would love to work on full time. And it's that's always the goal. It's build something that we want to just keep working on. So it's hopefully, if this does take off, we can keep working on it and make more things like this, make videos, do whatever. So that'll be what we're planning on doing for a while.
Yeah, and
put videos up from time to time.
The cool thing is if you're listening to this and watching this, you're going to be like, oh, okay. Yeah. But then years from now, you're going to be like, God damn it, I remember when the most popular game of all time was announced officially.
Yeah.
It was right here in this moment. So.
That's that.
Yeah, if you don't got a boner right now, you probably need to take Viagra. probably just a normal human.
So that's been what we have been doing, what we're planning on doing. And everything else is
before we'd meet up and do Let's Plays for SuperRoboPlay. Now we meet up and we have undercooked chicken. We have good gravy from a can, some good potato wedges, and we talk about the game that we're working on.
Yeah. And one day the game will be playing. What you'll be playing. What everyone will be playing. That's my goal. Everyone in the world will play this game. Hunger Games. The game. Done.
My goal, Jennifer Lawrence.
That's your goal?
Just wanna. No, not Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay.
Well, Jennifer Lawrence can be my friend.
Okay.
I think that would be optimal. She'll just be a friend that I hang out with sometimes. We'll go see the movies.
Yeah.
We'll have a good time. That'll be that. And the ultimate goal is me and Keira Knightley will have we'll hold hands, and that's just mostly it. We'll just we'll go places and we'll hold hands together. That's the goal for this.
That's the goal for this.
Yeah, for Jennifer Lawrence and me to have a decent friendship, and for Keira Knightley on often occasions we'll just go places and hold hands.
Just hold hands.
We don't even need to say anything.
Should I add that to the design document?
Yeah.
End goal.
Well, you can be your end goal is I want people to like the game, and Alex's end goal is my voice crack. I'm gonna fucking cry. I tweeted about that because I just saw a photo of Keira Knightley, and my brain literally went God, I'd love to hold her hand.
I feel like it'd be really cold and bony.
No way.
I don't think it'd be a
This
warm and
fucker.
accommodating hand. I think her personality would be, but I don't think her hands would.
She has good
reflect that.
circulation, you asshole. She's an angel. Fucking questioning her circulation. Everything else is perfect.
No, it's like everything. If you have good things, there's gotta be a drawback.
No, that's not true.
Yep.
Obama, everything's
100%.
good. Everything's good.
Does he have a mech? Doesn't have a mech.
It probably does. You don't know that.
I mean, I should hope.
You don't know
I
what the
should hope
CIA
it
is up to.
Uh,
So let's maybe give an update. Like, what's your life been like?
What's been going on?
Last episode was in March. What's your life been like? Good?
Pregnant.
16, no
16
family.
and pregnant. Right here. Life's been good. There's been a lot going on.
No money, no family, 16 in the middle of Miami. That's what I was trying to do. It's a song by Iggy Azalea.
There's been so much going on in the world of like games and things like that.
That's what you.
That is my life.
Oh.
My life personally, nothing. I games and games. That's it.
The last video game I played, probably League of Legends.
It's all you play.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm good.
I've been trying to change that. I found myself like even.
You don't play that much League of Legends.
No, I don't. But
We can be pros, goddammit.
we could. But that takes so much time. For me, games I realized were becoming like the stuff I played is like I've got some free time. I'll play Dark Souls. I'll play Hearthstone. I'll play League of Legends. It's the same stuff over and over again.
Hey, and I'm planning on making a video on my Dark Souls channel. If there's
Are
any
you?
fans of that. There's like maybe 2 or 3 videos that I have in my head,
Yeah.
but the first one is specifically me talking about why I haven't made any Dark Souls videos, and part of it's being burnt out, but the other part is like a consensus that everyone has already come to, but I came to before everyone else.
What's
Of just
that?
like I just found the game like kind of boring. Like
Yeah, we can. I mean, we haven't talked about that because we.
I'll make a video like talking about it for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very briefly like I like got tired of that game. Wasted like a week into it or whatever. I was
Yeah.
just like we played me, you and Chris had that great Skype call when we played. We had tons of fun. We would like
Chris to touch his fingertips together.
that was way before that. No, I'm talking about the one where we were all playing Dark Souls.
Oh,
together.
okay. Yeah,
All 3 of us would like jump in and out of each other's games and
Yeah.
do other stuff and then come back. That was a great like Destiny-esque moment where it's like that's what I hope Destiny's like. You just jump in and out of each other's games and like have a Skype call, have fun like that.
Yeah.
But after that, I think I played it like twice. But
You
like
totally dropped off it. Like
I played for like 10 hours or something that day. So I was playing by myself, and then like
I hopped on.
yeah, you like messaged me like want to play, and then Chris came on later, and then me and Chris played after you left, and I
Yeah.
played for like 10 hours that day. Got through like such a huge portion of the game, and I was like, huh, I'm good. Like that was like my fill of it. Like
It happens.
yeah, and then after that, I was like, okay. And then every time I played after that, I'd be like,
Yeah, it was like this is fun,
The
but
problem with that game is you think of, and if you don't know Dark Souls, you're gonna tune the fuck out.
yeah.
So skip ahead of 5 minutes. I don't know what to do with you. Anne Orlando, huge level, one boss, like just in Anne Orlando, Ornstein
Yeah.
and Smo, however you want to pronounce it. That's not right. Nobody knows how it's right. The Japanese guys can't say it. Neither can I.
Small.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because it's this huge like level. In Dark Souls 2, it's like you play for like 10 minutes, some boss.
Yeah.
Another 10 minutes, like little segments,
here's
here's
another
another
boss.
boss. That's the whole game, and it's like
Yeah.
there's no sense of like it's not good like storytelling, and it's not like not to bash the story in any way, but I mean like a movie doesn't have like 10 minutes and then like something big happens. 10 minutes, something big happens. Because
Yeah.
you do that for 2 hours, and it's just like every successive time that occurs, the big event seems less so because
Yeah.
it keeps happening.
Yeah.
You need to have a climax, so the whole movie is building to one big thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the game where it's just like, okay, all right, and you just forget. I don't remember any of the bosses that I've played so far, and I'm sure there's probably great bosses afterwards, but it's like
The bosses to me feel very lazy.
yeah.
That in Dark Souls 1, the example I always use is Sif. Sif is such an interesting boss that you go in, it's this giant wolf, it has a sword, it's got an interesting atmosphere, there's a cool sort of design around it.
Well, especially like you go in there, it's like okay, you know like something's up.
Yeah.
Then you get to a
sound
certain
gate, you're like,
And then you go in there, it's like this big open space, and you're like, there's this big, like,
Tombstone.
yeah, there's this big, like, stone, and, like, there's a sword. I'm gonna go towards it. And then all of a sudden, this big-ass dog comes out of fucking nowhere, grabs the sword, and you're like, shit, gotta fight this big-ass dog now. There's nothing like that I played thus far.
There's a boss in Dark Souls 2. This isn't even really that much of a spoiler. This is what I'd classify as a minor boss. A boss that just happens to exist. That is a giant wolf rat thing. It's pretty much Sith. And what does he have? Oh, there's 4 smaller wolf rat things that just poison the shit out of you. That will just run at you before the boss even comes to attack you, and will just poison you, and there's really nothing you can do. So that rather than make an interesting fight and make an interesting idea, there's just, you walk into a room, stones, there's 4 things, you get cursed, and there's a giant big wolf you have to fight. It's just, it feels lazy in that they just went, we're just going to make it harder. We're just going to make the game hard. We're not going to make the game interesting and challenging. We're just going to make it unforgiving.
Or that one boss where you walk in there, and if you haven't lit the windmill thing on fire, you just walk in there, I'm dead.
Yeah.
You just die. And it's like, okay, I guess I'll go light that thing on fire. And then you go in there, and it's like, okay, let's fight this boss. Not hard.
Yeah.
Beat it on the first try. Thank you, Jester, dude.
Yeah, Mr. Thomas.
Jester Thomas fucked that up. But, yeah, it's like, that boss wasn't memorable, aside from the fact that, I remember dying there because the game, that's just not good design.
No.
I remember the path, and then someone left a message being like, light this thing on fire. And I was like, I'll see what happens if I don't do that. And when you go do all the other stuff, you fight the boss, instant death if I don't do that.
Yeah.
Gotcha, alright. And then can you imagine if there was no message, and you just didn't clue into that?
That's just it.
Yeah.
And I always have this argument with that guy from work, Randall, who, on a weekly basis, he does Drunk Souls gaming. Every Thursday, he plays the game. Every time he dies, he has to take a drink. He hates Dark Souls. He hates the design. He thinks it's very, very stupid. And yeah, it's like I always have these arguments with him of defending Dark Souls and the idea behind it. And yeah, it's like
I don't know that I don't know that I can defend Dark Souls 2 because I don't think it's not a good iteration of the formula. And every time I say it to everyone, and this is the thing that I thought before I even played the game, and that's a bad way to go into anything.
Yeah.
But it's true. I just thought this is going to be the BioShock 2 of Dark Souls,
and
that's what it was. BioShock 2 is a better game in terms of gameplay, and is more fun in terms of gameplay than
it's got more things going for it.
But yeah, but the story is nowhere near as memorable, and the game itself is completely forgettable.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of like Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 3, better gameplay in every respect. It's more fun, but it ain't Silent Hill 2.
It's weird how games just hit that point. That's here's a really cool game idea.
That's a really good comparison. Because Silent Hill, good. Demon Souls, good. I think it's a masterpiece, but most people say Dark Souls is better.
Good.
Yeah. And then the second one comes out, Dark Souls and Silent Hill 2. Yeah. Silent Hill 2 considered one of the best survival horror, one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
Dark Souls, that was the one that catapulted it.
Which everyone comes out and it's
Star Wars as well. A New Hope, everyone's amazing. And then the second one comes out, Empire Strikes Back. Everyone's
holy shit.
But at the time, people were like, yeah, this is a good, whatever. But over time, people have been like, Empire Strikes Back is the better of the two.
Yeah.
Because it's just got a better atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, Godfather Part 2, better than... No, we're going to do this for the whole rest of the hour. We're going to say all the sequels that are better.
No, we've got Bloodborne was announced at E3 earlier.
I don't know how much we're going to really talk about E3, because it's
No, there's a few things that really stood out to me.
Number 1, Megan Fox. Oh, sorry, she's just there.
Yeah. Bloodborne. It's that... It excites me. It looks cool. It looks like it's enough of a deviation that they're not just being
And for those who don't know, there's probably a bunch of people who number 1 don't know shit about Dark Souls, number 2 don't know shit what the fuck Bloodborne is. Demon Souls, game by From Software. It's a PlayStation exclusive. It was the beginning of the Souls series. And then the Souls series became polluted by multi-platform Namco nonsense. And all the Xbox boys thought they could Souls it up with the Mii. And I said, no, you cannot do that, sir. And do you know what Sony said? Sony said, come back to us, From Software. We got the money, you got the power.
Yoshida went, I made a mistake. I made a huge mistake.
He walked into From Software's offices with the briefcase. And he didn't say a word to anyone. The secretary was like, hello, come back, in Japanese is what she said. But he didn't listen, didn't pay attention. He walked all the way up. The From Software office is a 100-story tall building. They own the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a spiral tower reminiscent
The
of
Tower of Latria.
Tower of Latria from Demon Souls.
Yeah.
He started at the bottom, now we're here. He got to the top where the CEO from Software is. He walked all the way up the flight of the stairs. Wasn't even tired because there's a reason he's the boss.
Yeah.
He got a briefcase. Again, doesn't say anything. He opens up the briefcase to the CEO from Software.
He goes,
No, he doesn't say anything. There's this glow. You see it. It's like Pulp Fiction, a glow on the CEO from Software's face. And the CEO from Software just goes, I know why you're here. And I accept. Hi. And the thing is, Brohei Broshida just turned into a puff of smoke and disappeared. It was never even him to begin with. It was an illusion. But it was really him.
It was the new CEO of Sony, that weird guy who did way too much cocaine before
It was
the...
a hologram. So yeah, that's the history of... That should be its own separate video, and I'll put that in the Dark Souls subreddit and watch people get upset. No, Bloodborne is coming out. It's a PlayStation exclusive by From Software.
Made by the original guy who did Demon Souls and Dark Souls.
And he said that it's a spiritual successor
Yeah.
to Demon Souls.
Well,
which
it looks like it's going to play very similarly.
I saw a great comment on Kotaku that said, the reason I don't like Dark Souls 2 is this. And he just posted a 5-minute boss fight of like the Maiden Estrella boss fight. He said, it didn't have anything like this.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I completely agree. That the Maiden Estrella boss fight, I think, is one of the best boss fights in gaming history, as well as specifically, it is the best in the Souls history, in all of the Souls games. Because it's like got great atmosphere, it's got great lore, it's hard, as well as being like, it's not some huge monster that you're fighting. It's just one guy protecting someone else.
Yeah.
And it's like he's of your size, and the whole time he's like, stay back or I'm going to have to hurt you. And you have to keep going forward. And you don't know whether what you're doing is right. And I still think that is like a moral gray sort of thing. Like they're both
so
right.
good.
So yeah, it has so many things going for it. The music's excellent as well. But yeah, and Dark Souls 2 had none of that. So I think if they just focus more on stuff like that, and I love that they have the whole gun mechanic. That's not a gun. It's just a new way of fighting.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh, I'm going to hit you with this. It's like, nah, you wait.
Yeah, just the world, they said is going to be like the whole Tower of Latria world, which is like, great, it's going to be spooky. It's going to be way too spooky.
Well, I've heard like the mobs, that they're not going to like randomly spawn, which has always been like a complaint that I've had about Dark Souls, is that it's so easy to just like breeze through the game because everyone is stationary. You can skip past everyone if you want to. But having them constantly move around is like, nope, now you're always going to be on your toes. Because it's like...
it's going to be spooky. No shields. You can't just turtle.
There will be shields, they said, but like, it's going to be like different in the sense. It's like they want people to not be turtling, and I think they want to get away from like turtle backstab shit that has always been there.
Yeah.
That they want the whole...
Get rid of the backstab mechanic.
Yeah, I think that would be fine.
Just get rid of it.
Past the point of like that needing to be a thing. I think having like the gun parry mechanic is better. Like have it be something like that, where it actually takes skill and timing, and if you do it, it's a real good thing. But otherwise, it's like no, like lag stabs are the fucking
bane of the Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, we're fighting. Oh, and you're behind me now, and I'm dead. Or I'm pretty close to dead, and I'm upset. And now I need to run away and heal, and you're gonna call me a faggot. You're gonna call me a faggot.
Yeah.
Even if I win or if I lose.
I'm excited for it. I'm tentative on it. They were showing demos, like gameplay of it, and apparently like it runs really poorly, and it has all these like typical sort of Dark Souls.
Runs really what?
It just runs really bad.
Oh yeah, I've heard that it has like not like really bad, but like it has issues.
But it's like I'm just gonna like wait for that, see what happens with that. Excited for it. I'm definitely feeling more of the hype for the next gen sort of systems. And up to this point, Wii U's been out for 2 years. PS4 and Xbox has been out since last year, and it's just like there's never been for either you or myself like, oh man, gotta get that console.
I actually do really want to play Infamous because that game looks
cool.
Beautiful. But the whole like snapshot feature is like
so pretty.
Every game needs to have that feature.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it's like, at any point you can just be like, no, we're just going to pause the game and just move the camera wherever I want. It's like, that's beautiful. And that's like, that was the greatest, like, that should have been, I think that was something they patched in later.
Yeah.
Like, they should have been like, that's a feature, and we want everyone to be sharing this stuff, because it makes every snapshot I've seen, it's like,
It's so pretty.
It's like, that's the most beautiful game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they got the DLC coming out soon, which I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I haven't even played the game. I'm like, I want to play that cool punk rock chick and electrify the world.
Yeah. So it's like it's gotten to the point
That's
now
my goal in just in any game.
where
That's why. That's what got me into League of Legends. You want to be that cool punk rock chick and electrify the world.
you want to get Alex to play a game? Let's make a cool punk rock chick.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna be getting it. Once they showed the white PS4, it's like I need that. I need that badly. That's so cool. I'm a consumer for. I'm totally just like want the design aesthetics, but it's like I want that. Destiny looks like a ton of fun. The more that people show it and actually play it and talk about it, the more people are getting excited for it.
But yeah, there's also people who are just being fucking sourpusses.
Oh, completely.
They're like, yeah, but it's, I don't know, it's not really what I thought it was going to be. It's like, yeah, because nothing as good as your expectations of it.
Yeah.
It just seems like, if it has as much content as I hope it does, where I can just constantly just like, I want it to be the perfect podcast game, where I can just put on a podcast and just go explore and shoot stuff and have fun.
I want that game to be what I thought Borderlands was going to be.
Yeah, pretty much.
That Borderlands to me was like, I'm going to jump in, I'm going to play with my friends, I'm going to get all these cool items and stuff, and I jumped in, it was a buggy mess where the world didn't interest me, whereas this is such a Mass Effect kind of feel to it. It's like, yeah, I'm all on board to like...
And you could be a robots dance in it? I'm in.
I don't know, something like that.
Robots dance in it, which is another League of Legends component that I like.
No Man's Sky, though, like...
my doubts.
Looks cool, though.
Yeah, it's like the only thing that there's just such a skeptic in me of, like, the scale of this is too big. And it makes no sense to me that a studio of that small can make a game of that scale when studios that are way, way, way bigger can't even get a fucking thing like Assassin's Creed right without a jillion bugs.
That's
when they have a fucking boat ascending into the sky.
So our Citizen is like looking to do this, but I think what they're doing is like they need to just make sure that they don't focus on all these other things. That they need to the Minecraft stuff of just like build a few mechanics that can just be done endlessly, and let the game and the community build the game itself. You know?
It's like Spore does what they're saying. Like,
but then Spore had that problem of trying to guide you too much. It was like, you need to go through all this shit.
Spore had the problem of having 5 games in one game.
Yeah.
That each stage is different.
Was too much.
Yeah, that's stupid. It should have just been one of those things. And one of the things was, like, you could just explore infinite planets. So
but you couldn't. It's like, you only could get to that point once you did
Yeah, but I'm saying, they got the actual infinite mechanic of, this is a new planet, this is a new planet. Like, that's the thing where I think they're going to have problems. Like, everything that they've shown us, to me, is like, yeah, that's a great idea on paper. I have my doubts that a small team can pull that off. The best thing about all of this is that Sony saw what they did and went, we want to make sure this gets done.
Sony knows how to do like server stuff too, so it's like I hope.
Well, yeah, and Sony knows how to make a game come out. Look at Last Guardian. But
Destiny I'm looking forward to. The Uncharted 4 stuff, like, looks...
Yeah, and speaking of Destiny, think of Peter Parker's Destiny.
Yeah, let's get into that. Spider-Man 2.
Oh, and no, I don't know I was going to go with that. I loved it. I don't know.
You loved it?
Yeah. Okay.
I saw it months ago.
No, I was going to start like...
A month ago.
Well, yeah, a month ago. Last month. Pretty much like last month, like a week ago. Last month, a week ago. That's the thing.
If you don't know SuperRoboPlay, we have a pretty big disdain towards the first super amazing Spider-Man featuring Andrew Garfield, the beloved Andrew Garfield. I didn't like that movie too much.
We reviewed it on. You can look it up. It's called Amazing Spider-Man Cast. You can look that up.
Yeah.
You at the time were like, it's not as bad as like. You can listen to that podcast. And you're like, no, it's not as bad as you said it was.
I was like, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and then I was like, I didn't like it. I've been pretty staunch on that.
Watched it again.
We did a commentary
on it, and I realized, yeah, this movie's not good.
And everybody who says to me, like, oh, it's not as bad, rewatch it. Just rewatch it.
Are there moments that are cool? Of course. Every movie has good moments. The majority of that movie is bad.
What is the moments that are cool?
It's just Spider-Man.
I don't know that it has those. I don't think there's one moment that I like in that movie. That when we rewatched it, I don't know if there was one redeeming quality. Like even the stuff between Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield, where they're trying to be cutesy, just feels like overdone to me at this point.
Yeah.
Especially like if I were to watch it for a third time, which I don't know why I would. I think if we do another commentary cast, which I don't know that we will, we totally got to do the Silent Hill movie, the 3D sequel with two of the Game of Thrones guys.
Oh right.
I love that movie. That's like a movie that's not so bad that it's good, but it's just horrendous, and the fact that it's horrendous makes me love it.
Yeah.
So it's not so bad that it's good. It's not The Room, but it's an awful movie,
Yeah.
and the fact that it is awful appeases me.
Mm.
As someone who loves Silent Hill.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 though.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
This is for you, Roberto.
Yeah. I think it's a better movie than the first one.
It's a better movie than
By
the
like
first
a
one.
mile, in
Yeah.
the sense that the first movie is boring as fuck. The second movie is not boring, but is like there needs to be someone at Sony who's like a John Lasseter or a Brad Bird
Yeah.
that can watch over a production or watch over like a script or something. There needs to be an overlord, a smart man who goes, no, this is too fucked up here, 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 and here. Take all of that out and just do this movie. Like
Yeah.
the movie is this when it should be this. Like
It's-
there are moments in it that really work, and there are moments in it that don't don't need to be in the movie at all.
It's being pulled in two very different directions. One movie is still like sort of being like the first movie and being almost like a Batman Forever kind of
Yeah,
movie.
that's the thing. There's part of the movie that is trying to be a sequel to the first movie.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And there's a part of the movie that's trying to be its own separate movie. That works.
Yeah.
The stuff with Peter Parker and his dad, nobody cares about. That's what the movie opens up on.
Yeah.
It's
because they set it up in the first one. They're like, gotta touch
Peter
touch base on
Parker.
this.
Peter Parker's. What did I say? Peter Parker's dad.
Yeah.
Peter Parker's mom in a plane.
Yeah, 10 minutes that whole intro
In the
segment.
fucking 90s or whatever, when he's a little kid, they leave. They're like, what happens to them when they left Peter Parker with Uncle Ben and
On
Aunt
a
May?
computer in the
No,
sky.
this is the first problem. It's what, 1995. What are they doing? They're in the sky on an Ethernet port, uploading something to the internet? No. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't care if you want to be like, well, it's because it's like the most powerful like scientists, like they have all the money. That didn't exist then. You can't be in the sky, hooked up to the internet, uploading anything.
There's a cable. The other cable is just running from the plane down
That
to the ground.
technology wasn't around in '95. But you can be like, oh, but it's like Oscorp, so this future tech. No, didn't exist.
Yeah.
Didn't exist. You can't do that. And that fight is nonsense. The guy who's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna kill you, and the way they filmed it is like, okay, we got like this plane.
Someone watched the Batman movie, the recent one of Dark Knight.
How can we do that on the cheap?
Yeah.
Which that sequence in the Bane like plane sequence.
Yeah.
Do you know how they did that? Oh, they went up in the sky with real planes and actually shot it in real.
Yeah.
They had like a plane set, and they had the cameraman go shake the camera around, and they'll just tussle around, and it's like, yeah, Richard Parker's fighting with some guy, and it's the worst. It's the worst. Cut all of that out. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Cut all of that out. Leave it on the editing. Yeah, it's like someone should have watched that and been like, no. But some Sony executive went, that cost more money than it should have, and it needs to be in the movie because we wasted money on it.
Yeah.
Then the movie cuts to Spider-Man swinging around. It looks great.
The Spider-Man swing stuff, so good.
That's the best Spider-Man has ever looked in any movie. That opening where he's swinging around, and it's like, oh, Rhino's stolen a bunch of uranium. Gotta get it, Spider-Man. That sequence is so good. Great comic booky Spider-Man stuff like the Raimi films had. That was
better than the Raimi stuff.
Yeah, it's
way better.
Not as good as the octopus fight on that. That's the
No, but I mean of just Spider-Man swinging through the city.
That's like, if the whole movie was that in that tone, the movie would be excellent. It would be like a fun Iron Man kind of movie.
Yeah.
But it's not that tone, because that's the problem. The tone's all over the place.
It's
They do all that, he pulls his underwear pants down,
Yeah.
and then later he saves some kid, and he's like, hey nerd kid, hey boys, fuck off, this is my friend. And
This is a really cool, like, little windmill thing you got going on here.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's like, yeah, it's great.
pitch perfect. That's who Peter Parker is. That's who Spider-Man should be.
Yeah.
He's not a built. Like, he didn't say fuck you to those kids. He's like, you're not going to pick on my friend. And
Yeah.
they run because he's Spider-Man and they're scared. And he's like, this is cool. That's the best Spider-Man's ever been.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
It's weird. Spoilers for this. How at the end of the movie, that same kid, like, that whole segment is then touched upon. It's like they had someone else just handle all of the Rhino stuff. And
Yeah, the
sequence
Rhino
it.
stuff is, like, which should have been bad, by all means.
Yeah.
And the suit at the end is stupid, but it fits because that's the tone they've set.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be stupid.
Just like the kid, how he's like, I'm Spider-Man.
And that gives you, like, goosebumps. That's, like, the really
Yeah.
good, like, that's what the whole movie should have been.
Yeah.
But
instead-
see, I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
Legitimate thinking about it, goosebumps.
Yeah. Instead, though, it then gets split between this electro stuff.
Some of the Electro stuff is good. Some
Some of it is good.
Some of it's bad because they start it in that Rhino sequence.
Yeah.
And they have this guy who's like, "Gotta give my blueprints a mess."
That's a pretty
I said I made it racist.
Yeah.
I made him a slave to Spider-Man. But that's
You really shouldn't have just said master. It would be good.
That's how he plays it, though. That's,
Yeah.
I swear to God, he plays it like an old, like a slave in like a 30s like
Yeah.
movie where he's being like a black-faced slave.
The patch.
Okay, I guess that's gonna be not distracting. But yeah, it's good up until a point. Him falling into the eel pit and turning into Electro.
Like, even before that, him in his bedroom, and it's like it's his birthday, and he like has to go to work, and
Spider-Man,
he's
yeah.
talking to himself as if Spider-Man's talking to him. He's just being like, "Oh yeah, it's my birthday today. Hey Max, yeah, I got check the fridge."
That to me was good and bad. Like that worked to some degree.
But it depends on where the rest of the movie was going.
Yeah, and it doesn't fit tonally.
No,
he's
it
in his
doesn't.
own movie that it's like doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
Especially like later towards the movie where it doesn't work in the reality that they've set up because he becomes a god.
Yeah.
He becomes, it's like, no, Spider-Man in no universe could ever stop what they've created in this movie.
Yeah.
He is pure energy. He is no longer a human.
We laugh because the way that he
He
sort of
reassembles his body exactly like Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm human again.
Yeah, but it's like
That's
you're more than
that's Watchmen.
You're more than just electricity.
Yeah.
You're Dr. Manhattan.
But also the fact he's able to transport himself through electrical outlets. It's
Yeah.
like that's super cool in a different movie. In this movie, Spider-Man does not have any way of stopping this. Like the way they actually stop him
Peter,
is
you just gotta get your thing so now it doesn't.
it's magnetized
Yeah.
now. It's
Come
like
on.
that's what do they call that? It's a Deus Ex Machina. It's
Yeah.
like it's just screenwriting bullshit where it's like, see, this is how you stop it. It's like, no.
Yeah.
They're only in they write it. It's like that doesn't work. They shouldn't have made him as powerful as they did. Just make it like he was in the Times Square fight, where it's like, yeah, you can shoot electricity. That's it. But the moment you have him being able to do all this other stuff and being pure like energy,
Yeah.
no. He cannot be stopped at this point.
Yeah.
He cannot be killed because he is not human. He is pure energy.
Yeah. I will say, sound design regarding the electro stuff, really good.
Sound design, score, all good.
So much better than the first one.
The cinematography is also really good.
Yeah. It literally just is that the Electro movie and the Rhino stuff. I'd even say the Electro stuff is different from the Rhino stuff. Like there are parts of the Electro stuff that is just it's too much Batman Forever, too much just like campy bullshit.
I was gonna say Rhino fight in daylight, in pure broad daylight.
Yeah.
The Times Square fight at night, but completely lit up by Times Square, which is not dark at all. Completely lit up. All the major fights and like the later stuff, it's like the lighting is so good in it.
Yeah.
In Amazing Spider-Man, the only thing I ever think is, why is this movie so dark? It's so dimly lit. Everything is happening at nighttime.
Yeah.
When you think of Spider-Man, it's him swinging around in the goddamn daytime. Like
Yeah.
Raimi, that's what we think of when we think of Spider-Man. It's not
That
like,
like twilight sunset-y thing.
yeah, Twilight. He's a vampire now.
Yeah. But no, I was gonna say like the whole thing with this movie is like you have the Goblin stuff, and that whole story is very much like a Dark Knight kind of theme. that it's very serious. It's very grounded in reality.
There was the lines that worked to me, like they have him like come and check up on Harry Osborn. He finds like, oh, okay, your dad's dead.
Yeah.
There's Spider-Man on the TV right now.
Yeah.
The thing that worked for me was like Peter saying that line about, you know, you were like my friend when my parents died,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to be that for you. It's like that's perfect. That's like comic book, like yeah, that's why they're best friends. It's
Yeah.
because they're best friends. You didn't need to have them have like. It's like the moment he said that, it made sense that yeah, they haven't seen themselves in 10 years.
Yeah.
But they're best friends. They didn't need to see. It's like nothing's really changed. They're still the same people, even though he's Spider-Man now. But it's like no, that line was pitch perfect. So there's a lot of stuff that's like no, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Keep the excellent stuff. Trim all the garbage out that doesn't work. The garbage that doesn't work. I genuinely think a lot of the Gwen Stacy stuff. I gotta go to London, Peter. I gotta do this. You can't do that. Why? Because I love you, I guess.
But now we're broken up.
Yeah, it's too much wishy-washy shit. It's like, no, just have them be in love. That's it. Because it doesn't matter that she's going to London because it's done. So just have them be in love. That's what we want to see. They create unnecessary drama. It's like, no, the drama is the electric guy who can't be killed, and the other dude wants to drink Spider-Man's blood. You don't need to have this third thing of the villain Gwen Stacy. Do you love me, Peter? Yeah, but I'm also Spider-Man, and your dad specifically.
I see ghouls.
Your dad told
Ghouls
me,
everywhere.
and I like that they followed up on that. They were like, he was actually troubled by his decision.
That was our big thing at the end of the last
My
movie.
biggest complaint was that he made a goddamn promise to her dad that, hey, like, I'm dying, Peter. Stay away from my daughter so she doesn't die. And he was like, yeah, I promise. All right, cool. And then by the end of the movie, the ending note, I've said it so many times. She fucking Peter Parker's late to class, and and she's like, no, she's like, you're late to class again, Peter. He's like, I won't be late again, I promise. The teacher's like, don't make promises you can't keep. And then he's sitting behind Emma Stone, and then he goes, but those are the best kind. What? That's the note they end on. It's like fucking disgusting. That's the worst thing I've ever heard in any movie.
Fortunately, it actually has consequences.
Yeah, and the second movie they follow that up with, that's he can't deal with that thing, so that's the nail. That's what separates them. But at the same time, like that doesn't work with it just doesn't jive with the rest of the movie. Just have them be in love. What really does work, and now spoilers for Spider-Man 2, tune out. That Gwen Stacy death is not only exactly within the comics how it works too, where she's falling and he tries saving her, and he breaks her fall, and it's unclear as to whether he died at her hand. In the comic books when she originally died, it seemed like no, she died because and you hear a snap, basically Spider-Man tried his best, but also it's because of Spider-Man that she died. Which is that's the guilt. That's what works. And that scene was played perfectly, and it works so well that they're actually in love in real life. That and the audience, all the air had been sucked out of the room. So that was perfect. And then immediately the sequence they followed it up with him, it's that's I could get weepy at that kind of stuff.
Mark standing at the
perfect. That's where Mark Webb really works. He gets that stuff so well. That was great. And then the transition from him deciding no, I have to be Spider-Man. All that stuff was great and the decision for him to decide to be Spider-Man was because he watched Gwen Stacy's commencement speech where she's bad things happen, good things happen, but you have to be who you are. That's So he comes to the realization that
he needs to do that.
Well, no, it's Gwen's death shouldn't stop me from doing the right thing. That because my parents died, it shouldn't stop me from being who I have to be. This is with great power comes great responsibility. This is my responsibility.
Here's some frozen meat. Put that on your.
It's I totally lost my train of thought. No, it's the great power comes great responsibility, and it's if he isn't Spider-Man, the bad things that happen will be even worse. So it's this is the price that he pays for all the good he has to do. So then it cuts to him to the Rhino thing, and it's this great bookend. So there's a lot of stuff that works, but there's a ton of stuff we're not even talking about. There's just sequences of like, oh, I found the underground train and my dad,
Yeah.
the blood only works with me. Oh, it's like,
Harry, you
we're not.
can't have my blood.
So luckily, yeah, we're focusing on a lot of the stuff that I found that really worked. I thought the Green Goblin stuff, design-wise, didn't work, but
Yeah.
the character, like Harry Osborn,
The story, the idea was there.
yeah, focus on more of that. Tone down Electro. You can have him in the movie because I think a lot of it does work.
Like a mini boss.
Yeah, have him be like Rhino-esque, where it's just like another thing building to the Green Goblin thing.
Yeah.
Focus more on Green Goblin. Don't make Electro a god. I think it can be saved. The franchise can be salvaged because there's enough stuff in this movie that, like, scrap the first movie, bad. Like, don't even need to watch it. Second movie, like, there's a lot of good stuff. Like, there's highs and lows.
Better than Spider-Man 3?
I rewatched Spider-Man 3. Yeah, it is better than Spider-Man 3, but Spider-Man 3 is, like, not as bad as people think. It's funny. That's what the thing.
Yeah.
That movie is fucking funny. It's funny because it's bad, and it's funny because it's funny. Like, it does comedy well.
Yeah.
I enjoy it in the same way that I enjoy, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger Batman. That movie's funny. It's fucking stupid. They basically just went, we hate Batman. Let's just be bad. Let's just make a bad movie. And all the actors involved are like, this is a bad movie. Like, that's the joy that you get out of it. It's like the Room of Batman movies.
Yeah. Spider-Man?
No, I'm talking about Batman Forever. You're still not talking about Batman Forever. Spider-Man 3, no, people commit to, like, they think it's a good movie. And that also adds to why it's bad.
Yeah.
The best scene in that entire movie is the fucking, the butler, who's just like, Harry Osborn, I have something to tell you. Well, when your dad died, I examined the wound, and I realized that he died by his own blade. It's like, dude, where have you been sitting on this information for fucking 2 movies?
Maybe I'll tell him today.
Yeah, you fucking sociopath.
No, I won't.
Yeah, it's like, you are retarded. And that's what makes him realize, like, that literally turns him into a good guy. It's like, oh, well, shit. And he goes and basically saves Peter's life, and he's like, I'm Green Goblin. Fuck you, Venom. Fuck you, Sandman. I think he basically kills Sandman. He, like, blows a bunch of bombs up and destroys the sand.
Yeah.
But it's like, that one character.
Butler. Wait, no, it was Spider-Man. Never mind.
No, but it's like, yeah, well, it's just the fact, that that's all it took. He's like, oh, well, shit. That's what Peter's been saying this whole time.
Yeah.
Literally, at the beginning of that, like, that movie starts with, like, them seeing, Mary Jane's Broadway show.
Yeah.
And Peter's like, wow, I loved it. I love you, Mary Jane. And they're like, oh, I love you too. And fucking James Franco's there, and they walk out, and he's like,
Butler's there.
hello, I'm here too. No, he's like, James Franco. And James Franco turns around, and he's like, I won't fucking forget what you did, Peter. You killed my fucking dad. And he leaves. And it's like, wait, are these two just like, they go to the same Broadway shows, but there's like this real fucking tension between them. But he's literally like, at that moment, Peter's like, no, I didn't kill your dad. He, like, killed himself, but he made a mistake. And he was also, like, trying to kill people. I did the right thing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, fuck you. He's being so angsty and whatever. And all it took was just like, Harry, by the way, your dad, like, killed himself and was also a Green Goblin. I know you know that he was a Green Goblin, but he was a bad guy, not a good guy.
I examined his body.
There's outtakes.
How did you get that? Doesn't matter. Right?
Look at the Spider-Man 3 outtakes. There's a ton of outtakes of the old man who can't get his lines right because he's 90 years old. So he's like, your father, Mormon Osborn. Your father, Mormon Osborn, died by his own blaze. It's like, nope, try again. Your father, Mother Osborn, was a gay. He cannot.
Your father, Osborn. I have to poop.
I have to end it on that note. Spider-Man 3 is still great because it's like a lesson in, like, how do you throw away a franchise that just had its best entry? That's how you do it.
You an old man.
But it's like, if you compare it to other movies that are like this, we were talking about good sequels before. We were talking about how a bunch of good sequels that we were doing, like Star Wars and all that. But it's like Terminator 3. It's like the third movie that throws away the franchise. Terminator 3, not fun, not entertaining. Like there's a bunch of like Jurassic Park 3, not fun, not entertaining. There's a bunch of these ones. Spider-Man 3 is it's bad, but it's at least entertaining as hell.
Maybe I'll go
It's
watch
on
it.
Netflix. Fuck, that movie is entertaining as shit. Spider-Man 2, not on Netflix. Spider-Man 1 and 3 are on Netflix. Maybe it's Canadian, maybe it's American, I don't know. Rewatch Spider-Man 3. That movie is really funny. He's never seen it. That movie. What I'm saying, he wasn't even aware of. that scene definitely happened. It's the funniest scene.
I refused to watch that movie.
that
I
movie-
watched like the first 20 minutes of it, and I was just went, fuck this.
Yeah, I'm the biggest person who's like, Spider-Man 3 is hilarious. The bad Batman movies are better than the good Batman movies.
Rubber lips.
Yeah, fucking rubber lips. All that stuff is great. Even the Jim Carrey Two-Face stuff is whatever. Okay, well, we're ending this. That ruined it. There's something that happened on the screen that broke my attention. So anyways, that's been that. We'll probably do more of these. I'd like to. They're funny. Jason learns new stuff about bad movies.
It's true, I do.
So yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
If you hit the follow button, this whole time it's been an annotation to follow us.
Pillows. If you want to get pillows, get them on throwboy.com. You can get one of these. I don't know if they're sold out. You find that out on your own time.
Yeah, figure that out.
Bye bye.